Press release announced that the manga The Stunned Hero and the Assassin Princesses will have an anime adaptation. The release listed production details, voice cast, and that the premiere is scheduled for sometime in 2025 in Japan. On the official site for the anime adaptation of From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, a new promotional video for the project was revealed. The video confirms that the premiere is scheduled for the spring 2025 period and shows a clip of the closing theme song titled Alright and performed by the band Flow. The official site for the anime adaptation of City revealed a new promotional visual for the project. The press release listed that the premiere is scheduled for the summer 2025 period in Japan and revealed details of the voice cast and production team. You've worked for months, even years, to create an anime you really love, and suddenly the producer of your project takes all the money intended to make it happen. Well, that's what happened to Saya Fukase, director and representative of UWAN Pictures, the studio behind the anime Aya na Kao Ser Negara o Pansumazi Maretai, better known as Ayapan, a series popular for its eki comedy. What's worse is that not only did he lose money, but he had to come out of his own pocket to keep the project from falling apart. The story begins in 2019, when producer S, whose full name was not revealed for legal reasons, was in charge of managing the production of the anime's second season. As told in an interview with Shimahara, the creator of the original manga, producer S took more than 5 million yen that was part of the funds needed to continue the series. Despite receiving a large portion of the money, producer S never made good on their part, leaving them without resources. The money had already been paid to the animators and production team, so we were on the verge of bankruptcy, Fukase recalled. Despite this theft, the team managed to finish the season and deliver the final product. But as if that wasn't enough, producer S, after receiving the finished material, rejected the work, claiming that there were mistakes that needed corrections, even though the anime was already being broadcast and sold. Fukase continued, producer S started saying that he didn't consider it delivered because more corrections needed to be made, and that he didn't plan to pay the remaining money. It was crazy. The studio, with no money, and the producer playing games with them, had to resort to desperate methods to complete the season. Fukase explained how the production of the last part of the second season was self-financed, meaning they paid out of their own pockets so as not to let the fans down. In fact, the team even tried to contact the investors, Torinoana, but were met with an even more surreal situation when, after notifying them that producer S had not delivered the money, they revealed to them that the Blu-ray was already made and for sale. The struggle did not end there. Despite evidence that producer S had received the final product and attempts to resolve the situation legally, Fukase and Shimahara were forced into a court battle. Unfortunately, what seemed like an easy resolution in the studio's favor did not mean they got the money. Fukase recounted that even after winning the lawsuit, producer S never appeared in court and resulted in a victory without any compensation, as the money was simply not available. The official website for the Pokemon multimedia franchise announced the production of a new anime titled Dragonite and the Mailman, which is scheduled to premiere on February 27th on the official Pokemon YouTube channel, just on the day the franchise is celebrated. Interestingly, the press release listed that Comics Wave Film Studios are in charge of the production, the same studio in charge of Makoto Shinkai's films. The Rose of Versailles movie, produced by MAPPA, started with much anticipation, but already seems to be going unnoticed after a few days in theaters. In late January, the film, which celebrated the 50th anniversary of the manga, made its debut with a decent opening on its first day, reaching number 8 at the box office with 20 million yen. However, what seemed like a good start quickly went flat. Despite having an incredible team behind it, including Studio MAPPA, composer Hiroyuki Sawano, and the voice of Miyuki Sawashiro as Oscar Francois de Jarges, the audience response was not as expected. By the end of the first weekend, the film had fallen to 9th place, with only 85 million yen grossed. Some users on networks have not hesitated to express their disappointment. One of them commented, "I just saw that in its first weekend it was ranked number 9 and grossed less than 100 million. What a bomb!" Another added, "Remakes really don't do well." While some fans mentioned that the film wasn't that bad, many wonder why a work so anticipated by so many, and backed by MAPPA, failed to attract more audiences. Publisher Shueisha has had enough of piracy and is now taking serious action against some of the larger sites that illegally upload One Piece and other manga. The publisher filed a subpoena against Cloudflare this week, seeking to get information on the administrators of 6 pirate manga sites. The largest site on Shueisha's blacklist is ChapmanGianado.to, which in December 2024 had more than 65.2 million hits. Other sites now in trouble include Chapman Ganelo, 24 million hits, Magna Chocolate, 20.4 million, Manganello, 18.1 million, MKKLCDND 6 temp, 23.4 thousand hits. The publisher wants Cloudflare to give them as much information as possible about the administrators of these sites, addresses, phone numbers, emails, billing data, IP addresses, basically their digital identity that will help them find them physically. This is not the first time these sites have been targeted. Shueisha and Viz Media already tried something similar in 2022, searching for Manganello and Manganado information through companies like PayPal, Visa and Google. They discovered that these sites were connected to telecommunications companies in Vietnam, but were unable to access further details due to legal restrictions. Just 2 weeks ago, Shueisha also filed another subpoena against Cloudflare with the intention of taking down 19 piracy sites totaling 560 million hits per month. In China, cosplaying your favorite anime character could now get you in trouble. According to the Taiwanese media Sonli News Network, since 2022, Japanese cultural events in the country have been the target of controversy, cancellations, and even police interventions. According to the newspaper, festivals inspired by the Natsu Matsuri that were canceled after citizen complaints, and the second Anime Dimension Carnival event in Nanjing, where the authorities banned songs in Japanese and the use of kimono, are the best known examples. But it doesn't stop there. In 2023, the Chinese government proposed a law that would ban clothing that harms the spirit of the Chinese nation, which many interpreted as a direct attack on Japanese cultural influence. One of the most serious incidents occurred in July 2024 in Harbin, when 2 young cosplayers dressed as Obito Uchiha and Sasuke Uchiha, both Naruto characters, were attacked on the subway by an older man armed with a club. The guy shouted at them, "How dare you dress up like Japanese?" and went after them. What's worse, when the cosplayers called the police, the officers suggested they laughed off the complaint because the assailant had already left the scene. The light novel series Osamake, rom-com where the childhood friend won't lose, has officially come to an end with the publication of Volume 13. But instead of a triumphant farewell, the end of the series has been more of a quiet funeral, with sales failing to even make a dent in the rankings. The author had already anticipated it. The slump in sales was inevitable, and the numbers speak for themselves. The author himself spoke out on social networks, making it clear that the sales debacle was a direct consequence of the lousy animation of the anime. According to him, when an adaptation suffers from such notorious animation collapses, the consequences on the original work are devastating. Although an anime usually increases the popularity of a novel, in this case the opposite happened. The poor quality of the series drove away new readers instead of attracting them. The first volume sold more than 200,000 copies, but the last one did not even reach a tenth of that figure, he wrote. The author also noted that while certain technical errors in the anime went viral, such as the infamous badly animated dance, that didn't help sales at all. It only served to get us laughed at on the internet, but people didn't go out and buy the novel. The One Piece Fitness Bragman, the One Piece themed gym in Tokyo, has just launched a competition in which you will have to get in shape as the captain of the Straw Hats. The One Piece Body Make contest is not just about strength. Here the judges will evaluate how well you manage to recreate Luffy's look and his iconic poses from the anime and manga, but details such as muscle definition, skin, hair, and even how good your smile is also count. Because of course, if you're going to be the next pirate king of bodybuilding, you have to look great doing it. To participate, you have to submit 6 photos showing your progress and, of course, key poses like the Gear 2 and the Gum Gum Gatling. If you manage to impress the organizers, the gym, Weekly Shonen Jump staff and Muscle Gate experts, you will be selected for the grand finale in Kawasaki on June 1st. If you are among the finalists, you can train for free at the gym until May 31st. Crunchyroll, the anime streaming platform, is in the eye of the storm after being accused of mistreating and firing an employee who was dealing with mental health issues. Sean Hoffman, a former senior software engineer at the company, told LinkedIn that instead of receiving support when he needed it most, he was isolated, insulted, and ultimately fired. According to Hoffman, 2024 was the most difficult year of his life after his mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer. In the midst of this situation, he shared with the company that he suffered from anxiety and major depression, but instead of support, he was met with an increasingly hostile environment. He recounted that one manager went so far as to insult him and make an obscene gesture. Despite reporting what happened, no action was taken against the perpetrator, and he began to notice retaliation that was subtle at first, but increasingly obvious. Hoffman later sought counseling under the Americans with Disabilities Act (ADA), but instead of helping him, Crunchyroll ended up firing him for allegedly violating policy. According to his account, he was even offered money in exchange for not going public with his story. Several media outlets have tried to contact Crunchyroll to get their side of the story, but so far, the company has not responded. Hoffman's case case is not the only one. In October 2024, voice actor David Wald alleged that Crunchyroll went through and distributed his fan mail, i.e., gifts sent to him by his fans, without his consent. In response, Wald severed all relations with the company, while Crunchyroll said it would investigate the matter, but to date has not shared any results. In addition, a Bloomberg report revealed that morale within the company is at rock bottom. Current and former employees described executives as disengaged and cited several rounds of layoffs. There is also talk of internal tensions following the merger with Funimation, something a company vice president recently acknowledged when she said they are still trying to unite teams with different philosophies. Will the company respond or continue to remain silent? The young Japanese streamer Teru, only 12 years old, has just dropped a bombshell on social media. He has decided not to go to high school after graduating from elementary school. His decision has caused a stir in Japan, with his statement reaching tens of millions of interactions of all kinds. As he explained himself, he wants to focus entirely on Fortnite and his YouTube channel. It sounds risky, but the kid has something to back up his choice. He's been playing Fortnite every day since he was 6 years old and has already achieved impressive things on the competitive scene. At age 10, he was ranked number 1 in Asia in the Fortnite solo rankings and number 23 globally. Currently, he is part of the esports team Edge, and his goal is clear: to reach the top of the gamer world. As he explained on Twitter, his decision was not taken lightly. He spent a whole year talking to his parents and his school before deciding that high school was not compatible with his dream. The main problem is time. On the official site for the anime adaptation of Bye Bye Earth, a new promotional video for the second season of the project was revealed. The video confirms that the premiere is scheduled for April 4th in Japan and shows a fragment of the new music tracks. On the official site for the anime adaptation of A Wild Last Boss appeared, the main promotional video for the project was revealed. The video confirms that the premiere is scheduled for the fall 2025 timeframe and lists production details and voice cast. On the official site for the anime adaptation of The Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, a new promotional video for the project was revealed. The video confirms that the premiere is scheduled for April 3rd in Japan and lists a fragment of the opening theme song titled Lightmaker and performed by Bakula. That's all for today. Which of these news stories surprised you the most? Leave us your opinion in the comments, and if you have any news you'd like us to cover, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the little bell so YouTube will notify you when we upload new videos. Thanks for joining us, and remember, every week we have more of the best anime for you. See you in the next video. Bye.